Hello, I'm Kathy from Vincent Music, and today I'm going to be doing a video tutorial on a beautiful song by Joe Hisaishi, who writes all those wonderful songs for the Miyazaki movies. I've got this book, Ghibli Best Stories, that has all the great ones in it: Spirited Away, Nausicaa, Laputa, and Princess Mononoke. All of them just gorgeous. And the one I'm going to talk about is the theme from Laputa, which in this book is called Confessions in the Moonlight. So you hear it called lots of different things. Castle in the Sky, sometimes it's called Carry You, sometimes it's called Innocence, sometimes it's called The Girl Who Fell from the Sky. I guess it's different translations and of the different times it comes into the movie, because the theme plays throughout the movie in different forms. Sometimes it's a choir singing it, sometimes it's piano, and sometimes it's the orchestra. But this version is from a studio album made by Joe Hisaishi in 2014. And you can hear this version on YouTube. It's called the same thing, Ghibli Best Stories, and you can hear him play it himself. Like, he's at the piano on the album, and he's got the whole orchestral backing. It's very nice, but it's nice to hear him, how he actually plays it, because he plays beautifully. So, yeah, this was composed in 1986. When the movie Lauputa came out, and it's in C minor, so 3 flats, E flat, E flat, A flat, and it starts out with the beautiful theme melody and this lovely descending sort of chord progression in the left hand. That's really beautiful. So I'll just play the first bit and I'll talk about the chords a bit. So just going to play the first 8 bars first. As you can hear, the chords that gradually descend down, and then rise back up at the end for that lovely uplifting moment. So we start off with a C minor, as you would expect in the key of C minor. I would put a 4 on the C, 4 on the middle C, and so 4, 2, 1, and then you keep your thumb on that G for a while, and your pinky descends down the scale. So starting at the C minor, the next chord is, it's a G minor in first inversion, so B flat, D, G. So we go from C minor to G minor, with B flat in the bass, and then the pinky goes down to the A flat, A flat, E flat, G, which is an A flat 7, major 7, A flat major 7. You end up playing the C in the melody there. A flat, and the next one we go down to G minor again. So G, D, F. So that's a G minor 7. Goes down to the F, still descending, F, C, E flat, and that A flat in the melody gives you an F minor 7, and then we get back to our C minor, but with this time with the E flat in the bass, E flat, G, C, and then the pinky goes down to D. but this time it's a D major, so with an F sharp in it, which is the dominant of the dominant. So D normally resolves to G. Normally we'd have a D minor in, or D diminished, but we've got a D major 7, which leads really nicely on to this nice G, which is actually a nice G sus4. Sort of spicy discord there between the C and the D, which then resolves down to the B. So basically we've got the C minor, G minor, A flat, G again, F, and C minor with the E flat at the bottom, D major 7. Doing, so it starts, so thumb on C, the C above middle C, E flat, D, G, C, E, C, E flat, and then G, and then we want the 2 on this A flat, G, A flat, 5 on E flat, G, and then I put the 2 on the C here probably, 2, 3, 4, 3 on D, A natural D, and then that D and the C, you've got to hold that D on. So I guess in 2, 3 on the D and the C, hold the D on, and then it resolves down to the B from the C. So you get that G sus4 resolving to a nice G chord. So that's the first 8 bars, and the second 8 bars is quite similar. The tune in the right hand is similar to the first half. So do the same fingering, starting with your thumb on the C. But the chords in the left hand are broken chords now. Mostly the same chords, but in a more arpeggiated form. So starting with the C minor, so C, G, E flat. So it's open voicing of the C minor chord. And then D, C, it's got that pretty little. And then our G minor. G minor in the first inversion, so B flat, G, D, C, E flat, and then we're going to the A flat, E flat, C, B flat, A flat, and then this time it's actually an E flat. Last time it was a G minor, but it's changed to the major. So I do 5 on the E flat, 1 on the C, and then 2, 4 on the E flat C. Thumb on the G, and then right up to C. C, D, E flat. So it's a kind of a cadence. You've got a 4, 5, so 4 is F minor, and then 5 is the G, and then the 1 is your C minor. So putting that all together, I'll play that second half, and it should sound something like this. So, yeah, the melody changes a bit in the second half. You've got to do a few little nifty things, but broadly the same. So, the first 4 bars. And then, so 2 on the A flat, and then 5, 2. So 5 on the E flat, and then 2 on the D. So that you can then have your 5 on this G ready. So 2, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3. And then this last bit, you've got to hold. There's a sort of middle voice here, and you've got to hold your A flat and your G here. So the middle voice, like this, and the top voice. So I do a 5, 1, and then 5, 1 again, and then 4, 1, 2, 5. That's the first page of Lauputa. One thing that is missing in this particular version is the really pretty little intro to this song, which is kind of a shame this version doesn't have it. It kind of goes something like this. It starts with cool. It's a shame it's not there, but I'll tell you how. Oh, this is one way to play it. There's various ways. So I've got a D flat, 7, D flat, F, A flat, C, and then in your right hand, G, B flat, C, F. And that's a nice big roll. So you've got to try and so yeah, you've got to make sure your fingers are nicely curved and you get some nice independent motion in the fingers to get that nice and neat. And then we go to a C minor, 7. C, E flat, G, B flat. And your right hand, you've got F, A flat, B flat, E flat, with the B flats. So, and there's those little notes up there too, which are rather nice. So first there's D flat. The chord, which is so I've heard it called like a quartal. It's just these stacked fourths. So C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat. So they're just all a perfect fourth apart. And it sounds so ambiguous because it's not really a major chord or a minor chord, because there's no sort of really obvious note that's the third, you know, which often gives a chord its major or minor quality. So it's extremely ambiguous and sort of mysterious. And up to E flat, and then unfinished sounding chord, which never sort of quite resolves down to the G. But it's a lovely little opening. It's a shame not to put that into. It's really fun to play. And yeah, so that should be enough to go on with. Good luck with that. And I highly recommend this book. Very, very beautiful songs. Cool. See you next time.